Welcome to today's hands-on lecture. In this video, we are going to set up your complete Python environment using Anaconda, including Jupyter Notebook. This setup is essential before we start coding in data science. So let's get your system ready in just 15 minutes. Why we use Anaconda? Now you might ask, why are we using Anaconda instead of installing Python separately? Well, Anaconda gives you everything in one place. Python, Jupyter Notebook, and key libraries like Panda, NumPy, and Matplotlib. Plus, it helps you manage environment with Conda. For beginner and professional alike, it is the most reliable way to get started. So, the critical part here is this all-in-one package. Then it comes with Conda environment management and easiest way to start with data science because it is a bundled package, so you don't need to install libraries separately. That is why we are using Anaconda, and it is very famous in community of data science because it is preloaded with all necessary libraries. We do not need to install Python separately. We do not need to install libraries separately. So in all in one. So what are the installation requirements? Basically, we have to have a basic minimum system configuration. Let's quickly go through the system requirements. So you will need a 64-bit system on Windows 10 or Windows 11. Then you need minimum 3 GB of disk space where you're going to install your Anaconda and a good internet connection because Anaconda file is more than 600 MB file, around 900 MB, 700 MB, depending on internet connection, your download speed. The time will take to download it. Then you need an admin access. Sometimes you have to go with some trouble in installation of Anaconda because of admin access rights. So if you have an admin access right, most of the personal computer have admin access right, so that you don't have any issue or trouble in installing and using Anaconda. So the first step is to download the Anaconda distribution. So the Anaconda distribution is a single package which have discussed in earlier slides. So we have to go to the official website anaconda.com and choose the 64 graphical installer for Windows. So I have used here a link. I have provided a link here. You can directly use this link or you can go to Google Chrome and you can direct download. You just have to type Anaconda Navigator. Just have to click here and launch data science application on your desktop with Anaconda Navigator. Download. You can put your email address, register, or you can directly skip the registration and you can download from here for Windows, Mac, Linux. So we will be downloading directly from here. So your downloading will start here. You will see the download file. It's 951 MB as we discussed. So you need a good quality of internet speed. So now Anaconda is downloaded. So we can go and directly see how to install Anaconda. So as I mentioned, you can directly use this link to download directly, and you have to download 64-bit graphical installer. So let's see how to install Anaconda in our system. So we can directly go directly in the download folder. You have to run the exe file. Now installer is getting unpacked and loading in the system. You have to click next. Then you have to click I agree. Here you have to use just me as recommended, default path, and you have to click Anaconda to path. That is an important part because if you uncheck this, then most of the time you will face problem during Conda using Jupyter Notebook or Conda. Somewhere you will see the link is not working, and then you have to manually add this path inside the environmental variables of Windows application. So while installation, you just have to click to my path and register Anaconda as my default Python. So currently Python is 3.13, but in Anaconda still it is using Python in 3.12. So that is not a problem. 3.12 and 3.13 there is no much difference. We can study when you will learn Python or you will deep dive Python. We'll study more. So 3.12 is also okay, and then you can click install. Now our installation is completed successfully. So hit click next and then next, and you can have directly launch Anaconda Navigator getting started with Anaconda distribution. So we will not uncheck this because we have to check directly if we can go and do finish. So there will be automatically one website will open which will give you which will guide you through Anaconda and its feature, like what is unique about Anaconda and how can you use Anaconda and for your day-to-day application for data science. So here you can see Anaconda is starting. So this is the main window of Anaconda. There is an update. So I'm getting this update and asking for an update. So we will do it in later stage. So now you can see the window of Anaconda where you will find multiple IDs like PyCharm. Then you have your notebook. You have to install, and here it is already preloaded, so you do not have to install. You can directly access Jupyter Notebook from here. Then you have different ID like VS Code, and you also have R Studio and multiple such tools which are helping you in day-to-day data science or machine learning programs. Now we have already seen in our Anaconda Navigator what all packages are pre-installed and what we have to install. So our main focus is Jupyter Notebook. So let's open Anaconda Navigator, and the steps are like we have to open a Anaconda Navigator from start menu, or you can directly search in the search bar. At the taskbar, you can write Anaconda. Automatically, it will show Anaconda notebook. You can click on Launch Jupyter Notebook. So here we will write Anaconda, and you will see Anaconda Navigator. So we can open Anaconda Navigator, and from there, as we have seen the window in the Explorer, we can go and click on Jupyter Notebook. So we will see this option first. So here Anaconda Navigator is open. Now we will launch Jupyter Notebook. So we have to just click here and a separate window will open Jupyter Notebook in a browser with a local address. So you can see localhost 4 times 8. This is the localhost browser and this Jupyter Notebook has been opened here. So we can start going, click here, go to Python 3 and a new notebook page will open. We will understand Jupyter Notebook interface in detail. So we are just testing some basic command whether our Jupyter Notebook has been installed perfectly. So these are the cells. We will, as I mentioned, we will understand in deep in next lecture. We will understand the GUI of the Jupyter Notebook. So here right now we will just test some basic command to test whether our Jupyter Notebook is perfectly linked with Python, Anaconda Python, so that that is running properly. To check that, I will write a small command print, then open bracket, comma, inverted commas. I will write hello data science, close bracket. To execute program, either you can run here or you can just press shift enter. So now you can see the command is executed perfectly. It is saying hello data science. That means our Jupyter Notebook has been installed perfectly. Now we will understand the other way of running Jupyter Notebook. This was through Navigator. It takes a lot of time to open. So we will just write Anaconda and you will see Anaconda prompt. You have to click Anaconda prompt. In Anaconda prompt, you have to type here Jupyter. Just remember it is Jupyter, Jupyter space notebook and hit enter. And then they come back and they, my Jupyter notebook is not getting open or loaded because the spelling is different. It is not PI, it's PY. So just make sure that now see after writing this Jupyter notebook in Anaconda prompt, we are able to run Jupyter notebook on localhost. Again, we will just go new Python 3, a new notebook will get open and we will test here again with print I love data science and shift enter. So command is executing perfectly. So that means our Jupyter notebook has been installed successfully on our system and we can start data science learning with help of Jupyter notebook. Just remember one thing, whenever you are running Jupyter notebook and you have this command Anaconda prompt is running behind, and if by mistake you close this, then your notebook will get inactive. So it will not be able to run any Python command because your server is closed now. So I will just show you an example. Again, I am opening Jupyter Notebook through prompt. So you have to keep this window open running till the time you are working on Jupyter Notebook. New Python. Okay. So now what I will do, I will close this. Okay. Now let's see. Now I pressed when I executed the program. If you see, the second cell came, the hello data was not printed. Why? Because we have closed that server backend. So your Jupyter notebook is now inactive. So it cannot run or execute any program. So just make sure that your Windows at the back is keep on running. So many times, if you see, some these systems are 32-bit, and you need to have a 64-bit version only to run perfectly. And if you are having still problem, you can try with blocking your antivirus or disabling your antivirus the time you are working. Many times antivirus block the installer and they do not allow Anaconda's installer to install say the Anaconda Navigator distribution perfectly on your system. And whenever you install Anaconda, after installing, make sure that you restart your system so that all the system has been arranged properly. If needed, please reinstall with the admin access. Sometimes because you are installing Anaconda through user access, so many features are by default not activated and you face problem in installing Anaconda. So make sure you have admin access, and if you are facing problem, so the last and ultimate step is to install the Anaconda by your admin access. So another question is, do we need Python separately? So now we have seen that Anaconda comes inbuilt with Python, so you don't need to have a Python separately installed. If you want to install Python without using Anaconda, so you can install it separately, but not required. Only if you are doing for if you are beginner and only doing using Python for data science, then Anaconda is perfect for you. So what is the difference? If you see Python, if you install Python, Python needs an interpreter. So even a standalone Python will come with an interpreter, and Anaconda is coming with an interpreter. Then comes the data science library. So all data science library you will get directly in the system in the in Anaconda, like built-in pandas, NumPy. Pandas, NumPys are libraries used in Python. But when you install Python, you need to install them manually. So that is a time where you have to install all these manual libraries. It's not difficult. You can install it. It's not a big command to install. You can directly install. Then you have a pre-installed Jupyter Notebook, which is well designed for data science. When we will use data new Jupyter Notebook for our data science project, you will come to know how easy and how useful it is. And if you ever see any lectures, any data science courses, people are still using Jupyter Notebook because it is very easy for a beginner and even it is very useful for a professional. So it is not like it's a beginner tool. It is a full-fledged tool and easy to use. Its graphical user interface makes it more easier, less complex. I have worked in various IDE like PyCharm, Spider, but in that you have to. It's basically those IDEs are specialized for you making application, heavy applications. So there are a lot of features inbuilt in these IDs, so which is not of any use for a data science, a person who is using ID only for data science. So if you see Jupyter Notebooks ID was so neat and clean. There was no much heavy commands or heavy features applications or ribbon bars like other tools. It is simple to use and it is just focusing on data science. So we can install separately, no problem. Environment map Conda is easy to flexible because everything, as I mentioned, it's inbuilt. Here you have to set up different. This is the pain part when you have to set up a virtual environment. So it is less beginner friendly. And yes, as I mentioned, it is good for beginners and it requires manual setup. So I will recommend to use Anaconda package if you are focusing on an data science, AI, machine learning. When you will be developing codes and applications, lighter applications, then I will suggest you to go for some IDE, PyCharm or VS Code. These are good IDs you can use. Even if you don't want to use Jupyter Notebook, you can use Google Colab. Google Colab is also a very good tool to use for data science. It is similar like Jupyter Notebook and easy to use. If you want to install Python without using Angular, here how to do it. Go to the official website. I have already marked here. Uh, you can go here and download here, or you can directly from Google. You can type Python website address or Python download. You can mention, and you can see Python 3.13 version for Windows. So I'll just show you how, and also make sure when you are downloading Python. So kindly always add this checkbox when you are doing installation. It is very, very important because most of the time, if you do not add Python to part, if checkbox is not checked, so your ID cannot communicate with the Python install your local system. So here, if you see Python, I'll open it. Okay, so this window will get open and you can see I have told you the latest Python is 3.13. Anaconda uses 3.12. I don't know. I think the navigator is asking me to update. So after update, maybe it will become 3.13, but I'm still using 3.12 version in my Jupyter Notebook. So you can download here for Windows. Once you click here, it will go and download here the installation installer file. After getting installer file downloaded, you can just run the exe file. And as I mentioned here, you can just make sure that you are adding Python to path and rest process is similar, nothing extra. So as I mentioned, why Python why do you need Python separately? If you are a developer building lightweight application, then it is a perfect tool for you. If you want a custom control of library, like there are multiple libraries you can download and install in Python application. Like there are libraries for PDF conversion. There are libraries for website application plugins development. There are libraries for GST invoicing. Many things. It's like a ocean of libraries. There are many libraries you can use for different applications. So you can have a better control. But still, people do not use direct Python. People use an sophisticated IDE for their development. And if you're not doing data science or heavy analysis, then you can use. But if you're using data science and AI ML, then I think Jupyter Notebook is perfect for you or Google Colab. So what's coming next? So as I mentioned, now we have installed and you have also installed perfectly. Now we will understand Jupyter Notebook interface so that when you are doing some this exercises or doing coding practice for data science, you do not get confused and you are able to understand Jupyter Notebook and you can play with Jupyter Notebook as per edit is their editing features and everything. So we will understand that in our next lecture. Also, we will be writing and running Python codes. Till then, thank you.